Hey guys, it's Charles. I wanted to send out this quick video for you just to give you a tool that so many of my clients find really helpful. Just this week, I've had at least a handful of people that are new to the program come to me, and they said they woke up one day and they find themselves 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, some 200 pounds overweight. They're now type 2 diabetic, they're hypertensive, meaning they have high blood pressure. They're suffering from things they never intended on suffering from. But all of a sudden it's like they've awoke from this hypnosis they've been under, and they're shocked by what they see in the mirror. They're shocked by not being able to fit into their clothes. Now, have you ever found yourself in a place you didn't intend on being? You've got to ask yourself, how does that happen? How does 5, 10, 15, 20 years go by and you almost are unconscious or unaware of the negative place that you're in? I think that that happens when you stay out of the present and you're living in either your past or you're living in fear of your future. And as a means to deal with that, your nervous system, your brain links up, I need to comfort myself constantly. So you find something to do to distract yourself. And whether it be food, whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, you find something to use to totally numb yourself to the pain of whatever you're experiencing, replaying in your mind, the movie that's going over and over of what happened to you when you were younger, or the relationships that are no longer in your life, or the people that are no longer in your life, or you think about your future and you think about how you're not going to be who you want to be, or how are you going to be able to pay the bills a year or two from now. And it's true. Right now, our economic climate is rather unstable and uncertain, but what is certain is your potential and your abilities and your God-given gifts to be able to deal with whatever's thrown your way. What you got to bring yourself to is the knowing that you can handle anything that's dealt to you, that you can play your hand despite the circumstances, that the resources are always going to be there as long as you're looking for them. But if you numb yourself to the present by distracting yourself with food, and you don't plan for your future, you can plan on having a future that is definitely not the one that you intend on. A wise teacher once said, if you don't make plans for yourself, you're going to fall into someone else's plans. And you have to understand that they don't have much planned for you. You've got to have a plan for your future, and you've got to learn how to interpret what you feel are negative emotions, worry, fear, anxiety. Those things are just things to call you into action. If you feel worried about something, understand you either can do something about it, which then take some action on, make a plan, make some choices, get in contact with people that can help, or you can't do anything about it. And if you can't do anything about it, where's the point in worrying? Because no matter what, it's going to turn out one way or the other, regardless of what you do or don't do. So there's no point in worrying. But many of my clients have found themselves thinking about their history, thinking about very traumatic experiences they had as children, maybe with their parents or loved ones, maybe with someone they were married to at one time, and they keep replaying that in their head. And because that painful movie is playing over and over again, they're not in the now, so they're not even aware of their choices and the impact it's having on their future. What you've got to do is stay present. You can't escape the present by thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow or what you're going to do Monday. That's another thing that you have to be aware of. Many people will give into temptation telling themselves that tomorrow they'll be back on track, or I'll start next week. Have you ever done that? Have you been at the place where you've told yourself, I'll just cheat tonight? You know, it's just one piece of pizza. And after all, I've been really good for many weeks. And everyone should have some pizza sometime, right? Okay? Have you bought into that lie, giving yourself the almost approval to break an agreement with yourself, giving yourself this reason, telling yourself it's okay because I'll be back on track tomorrow, sometime in the future. Okay, that's a surefire way to feel lost, to get into that defeat whirlpool I often talk about, where you take 2 steps forward but then 3 steps back. You've got to be 100% consistent. And the way you can be consistent is by staying in the present moment every day, reminding yourself that the choices you're making this moment are going to impact you the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month. The simple choices, the small decisions, are what is ultimately controlling your future. It's not some massive choice, it's the small choices. It's the minute by minute choices that you're making every single day that are going to determine where you end up. Okay, so I'm not saying that if you've gotten off of track, there's no turning back. Quite the contrary. What I'm saying is, keep yourself in the moment. Don't think about the pain of the past or worry of the future. Stay in the present, and don't use time travel to justify cheating. Realize that the choices you're making are dependent on you, not your circumstances, not on the people that are around you, not on your history, but on you. And when you take full responsibility the way I'm describing, and you learn how to really give the right interpretation to the feelings you have, so when you do feel fear, or you feel anger, or you feel resentment, or you feel remorse, regret, or you feel worry, or you feel agitation, any of those things that we interpret as negative emotions, you start to use those as action signals to do something about them, rather than numb yourself using food. So take that into consideration this week as you're going about making progress towards your journey. Thank you so much for letting me take part. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.